my name is Kramer, and my partner is Colin Nordquist, and this is our ME300 final project. And the point is to create a physics engine for a game app. The game is you have a ball at the end of an elastic cable, and the point is to be able to cut that cable at a specific time in which you're trying to get the ball into the cup. And what we have is there's 3 levels of difficulty, and you're automatically going to start at level 1. What our program is going to do is there's going to be a user input, and those inputs are going to be the cut time, and the starting position in the X, Y, and Z planes for the ball. So just for the sake of presentation, our program is going to run one scenario, so one user input, set of user inputs, and the second time it runs that same scenario, it's going to correct itself so that you're going to be able to see what happens if you make it into the cup, or we call it a hit. So let's run our program. So we're going to input a random time, let's say 15 seconds. We'll use 6. Start Y position 6 and start Z position 4. Okay, so off to the right is our plot. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about this plot. So it does that rotation so that the user can see what the path actually looks like without having to rotate it. But the user can rotate it if he chooses. So what we have is the time is being updated as the animation is going. We have our parameters. These are our initial settings, and we also have our lives displayed up here. Also at the top of the figure you can see level 1, so that's going to go to level 2 and level 3, and it goes to level 2 and 3 if you make into the cup, so it'll continue. So also it it will display the last point, so where it's going to hit the boundary wall, it's going to display that, so maybe the user can use that and correct themselves and try to get it into the cup. So like I said before, we're going to use the same parameters here just so that we can see it get into the cup, so you can see the cup has moved. It runs through the animation, the time is being updated, same initial parameters, except we have 8 lives now because we're on our second run. So same parameters, so that was, if you come over here, that was a hit. So now we go to level 2, and we're gonna input the same inputs because they should not make it with the same inputs. Okay, so here you can see that there's an initial velocity in the X, Y, and Z, and there's a coefficient of drag. So rotating the plot, you can see the plot is a 3D plot, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for the user to get it into the cup. And like I said before, these are your initial velocities and coefficient of drag. And now we use the same, and this time it should correct itself. And we have 7 lives, same parameters. The cup is at the correct position, same path. Okay, so now we're on to level 3. We're going to use the same parameters. Now with level 3, the point of the difficulty is it has to bounce once and then go into the cup. So you'll see what I'm talking about. So same initial position and cut time, and same initial velocity, same coefficient of drag. So it should be some of the same plot, except this time it's going to bounce and then it'll check to see if it's in the cup. So obviously it's not. So it displays a miss over here for us, and we should be at 6 lives when we run this the second time. Yep, 6 lives. Time is still being updated. And there's one bounce, and it goes in. Okay, so we have a hit, and at this point, the user has beaten the game. So, just a little bit more in depth on the plot. We have an arrow to represent a spring. We have this triangle here to represent the anchor point of where the spring starts. And also you can see that the paths are colored depending on what kind of motion it is in. So the black path being elastic motion and the red path being projectile motion. So the user is able to go through all this and check it out, analyze it, and possibly correct himself. Alright, and that concludes our presentation of our final project for ME300. This is the proof of concept physics engine for a game app. Once again, this was Christian Kramer's and Colin Nordquist's final project. Thanks for watching.